Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you my favorite way to tie fishing line onto a reel that will never slip. A lot of anglers will use overhand knots or a standard uni knot or whatever knot they prefer, which is fine, but my issue with using overhand knots is they have a tendency to slip, and then using a standard uni knot, the knot, the line, and the tag end are going to be sticking off parallel to the spool. Now, other fishermen and I who tie it in the way that I'm about to show you tie something very similar to a standard uni knot. The difference is the direction that the knot's being tied. Let me show you what I mean. If I tied a regular uni knot, it will be going down the line. I want it going up the line back toward the reel. And depending on what reel I'm using, there are two different approaches that I use to tie this knot onto the reel. Now this knot will work with any style of reel, but the first approach I'm going to show you is not going to work with a bait caster because I have to thread the line through a guide. It will work with the other three styles of reels though: a spin caster, a spinning reel, and a fly reel. I can do that because I can access their spools without having to go through a guide. Let me show you how I do that, and I'm going to demonstrate it with a spinning reel. A big part of the first approach is doing this without the reel. I find it's easier to do it this way, so I'll go ahead and set it off to the side for a moment. To do this, I'm going to form a loop with the tag end in my right hand. And with the tag end, I'm going to form a second loop with the tag end going to the right. Now I'm going to take the tag end, thread it through the first loop and the second loop 3 times, joining them together. If I'm using lighter line, sometimes I'll do it 4 times to make sure the knot is good and strong. When I've done that, I'll pull on the tag end to close that second loop as tight as I can. Now I'll bring my reel back with the bail open. Spinning reels turn clockwise, so I need to make sure my line is going to be coiled in that direction. That's the way I got it lined up right now, so I'll go ahead and place my line onto the spool, pull on the main line as hard as I can, bringing the knot down to the spool. When the loop is tight, I'll trim the tag end, and now you can see the knot and the line are parallel to the spool just the way I like it. And no matter how hard I pull, that knot is not going to slip. Earlier I said the first approach doesn't work with a bait caster because you have to go through this guide. That's where the second approach comes in. It might be a little more complicated, but it's still super easy. Let me show you how easy it can be. The first thing I will do is thread the line through the guide. Then I'll bring the line across the front of the reel, where I will then wrap the line around the spool. Now, to make sure I have enough line to tie this knot comfortably, I'm going to bring a healthy amount of line through. Now remember, a regular uni knot's going to be going down the line away from the reel. I want it to be going up the line back toward the reel. So to do that, I'm going to have the tag end in my right hand. And with the tag end, I'm going to form a second loop like we did before. Now with the tag end, I'm going to thread that through the first loop, which is wrapped around the spool, and through the second loop 3 times, joining them together. After having done that, I will pull on the tag end to close that second loop as tight as I can. Then I'll bring a good amount of the main line through the guide, and then I'll pull on it to bring the loop down to the spool where I will tighten the knot. Next, I'll trim the tag end. No matter how hard I pull on it, that knot won't slip and the line is laying down perfectly. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more fishing tips and tricks you can use in your fishing adventures, I got a couple options you can pick from right here. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.